Hello everyone. So for this video I'm going to show you how the electric bill works and how we take electricity from a power plant gets to your house. Where does the financial piece come into play? It says here the average American household runs at 2,000 watts. That means 2,000 joules are consumed per second. Now, certainly there are times of the day where it's higher than other times of the day. For example, at 5 a.m., it's a safe bet that the majority of televisions, if not all, are turned off. Same thing with computers. Most of the lights are off. 5 p.m. might be a different story. It also changes. 7 p.m. in the winter versus 7 p.m. in the summer is going to change what's turned on, what's turned off. But on average, 2,000 joules per second or 2,000 watts. So the first question is, well, how much energy is consumed in a 30-day month? So this is going to be a dimensional analysis type question. 2,000 watts is 2,000 joules in 1 second. Now, for 1 month, I know that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. I know there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. I know there are 24 hours in 1 day, and the 30-day month. I know these things because I've lived on Earth, so I'm familiar with 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day. And the result will be, taking my calculator going, 2,000 times 60 times 60 times 24 times 30, and I got a really, really big number. 5.184 e to the 9. So that's 5 billion joules. The electric company, DTE, is not going to bill me in joules because this is such a huge number that to try and put a rate on this number, a financial rate, how much should 1 joule cost? Should it cost a penny? Should it cost 2 pennies? Should it cost half a penny? So since joules is so small compared to the quantity of energy we're using, they invented their own unit that they call the kilowatt hour. So the kilowatt hour, a kilowatt is 1,000 watts, and an hour is 3,600 seconds. So the kilowatt hour is 3.6 million joules. Again, kilowatt, so kilo is 1,000 prefix, 3 zeros, and then hour, 60 seconds per minute, 60 minutes per hour. 60 times 60 is 3,600, 3.6 million joules. So what DTE is going to actually bill me, they're not going to bill me for 5 billion joules. They're going to take that 5 billion joules and they're going to divide it by 3.6 million joules and bill me in kilowatt hours. And what they would say is that you consume 1,440 kilowatt hours of energy. So now I have a much more manageable number to work with, especially when it comes to like the billing aspect of things. The going rate is approximately 8 to 10 cents. And yes, they do fractions of a penny. This is 9.2 cents. So it's actually a pretty good rate when you think about how much energy you're getting. My final step is going to be take the 1,440 kilowatt hours and multiply it by the cost per kilowatt hour. So 1,440 times 0.092, it costs this household $132.48. And the practices that you have, since I've really only asked for how much it costs over a very short period of time. I think one of them is 1 day and one of them is 8 hours. And we're also dealing with a lot less wattage. Your costs are going to come out to a couple of pennies in your practice problems. And with that, enjoy.